morning, everyone, and welcome to AMHQ Early. It is Monday, February 8th. I'm meteorologist Jen Carfagno. A lot of folks a little groggy this morning if you're up now, if you stayed up for the whole Super Bowl. So we'll get you out there and get you everything you need so you can get out the door and get going today. We've got a lot going on with snow starting in New England right now. Around the snow is going to be a big deal, especially here from the Cape in towards Boston. That's where we're going to see some of the bigger totals. It could be up over 8 to 10 inches. Again, we're looking at that potential. This is Winter Storm Mars, but you can see there's signs of something else coming our way too as we get you into overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. So we've got a lot to track here in the north and east. All right, other weather stories that we're tracking across the country right now. Anna Rittis is following that.
Winter Storm Mars, our top headline this morning. We break down the numbers. Good morning.
We've got wind there. We've got wind in the southwest. We've got wind in the northeast. It's good timing, right? Today is National Kite Flying Day, but actually the winds could be too strong in a lot of spots. Atlanta, we say good morning to you. Temperatures in the 40s today. That wind is going to be bringing in some colder air. Get ready for temperatures to really tumble in the south. So let's track it for you. Now today, Atlanta, not too bad. Temperatures up upper 40s near 50. It's this air, this cold air coming in that's really going to make you notice as we get into the next 2 days. So we track the cold air on the move, and while today we'll see a coolish day with those gusty winds, tomorrow is when we'll really notice the cold air filtering in all the way into Kentucky and Tennessee, and then we will see that into the south and east. And we do have a front coming through, so there is the chance that you'll get a little bit of a wintry mix out there in spots. So timing it all out for you. You know, Nashville for us, temperatures right now are in the 40s. It's going to be rain, but then overnight tonight, there's a chance that we change over to some light snow. Limited moisture. This is not a big event. This is not the event that we had back in January in Nashville where you got 8 inches. But still, you could see some snow coating the roads out there, watching I-40 and surrounding areas. As you take a look at some of the totals, you know, there could be some spots, especially when you get a little help from some elevation, where we could see more than 3 to 5 to 8 inches of snow. Southern Appalachians will get that, and Asheville will be watching you as you head up in the hills is where you'll get the bigger totals there. Atlanta area, you're not likely to get much here, kids, and don't get too excited about a snow day come Tuesday. Nashville, it's something to watch, though. You may have some delays simply because a little bit of a coating of snow could be an issue for you. That's tonight into tomorrow morning, the timing of that. I mean, look at our temperatures. We drop off from the 40s today to the 20s by tonight here. 22 degrees is where you're going to be tomorrow morning, and only topping out at 29 degrees. That's the kind of air that's coming. This is the coldest of the season for so many spots, including in the Midwest. She'll be performing in Chicago in May. So the weather should be a lot better then, right? Good thing it's not today. We've got some tough weather coming our way with some snow. The snow that we've been tracking and the winter weather advisories and storm warnings and blizzard warnings that are up here from southern Minnesota into Iowa, it's not that it's been a lot of snow. Took a look at the totals. Most spots, the max I could find was about an inch in a few spots in Minnesota. It's the fact that the winds are so strong, blowing around all of this snow. Des Moines, Minneapolis, 15 degrees. We're looking at the cold as well. So this is the kind of situation where if you get stuck on the side of the road, if you get into a fender bender, if you get into an accident, it's cold out there and it's blustery. So best advice is to stay off the roads. We are looking at that low visibility where it's snowing, and we're going to be watching for that to be on the move today through places like Chicago, as we'll see maybe some light snow, but not much accumulation there. Might get a little more when we get help from Lake Michigan coming in over southwestern lower Michigan and into northern Indiana. All right, so here's how it pans out for us in Chicago for today. A dry start. We get you later today into the overnight is when we'll see a few of those flakes fly. Temperatures are going to be in the 20s all day long today, Chicago, so get ready for a cold Monday. Just thankful that nobody was hurt or killed, really. I mean, that situation could have been much worse. It hasn't really been that cold of a winter for you up there, too. So, you know, it leads to that. All right, let's take a look, though, at finally some cold air in place and what we're going to be doing with that. Pittsburgh is one spot we're watching. 36 degrees. You come out of the Fort Pitt Tunnel, things are nice and dry for you today, looking good. I love that view. I was just there last week, and I love that view when you come out of the tunnel and you see the city skyline. But we do have colder air coming back in, so let's track that. Big dip in the jet stream. I mean, really everyone east of the Rockies is going to feel this. And we have a clipper system moving through. It's the same one we've been tracking for you in the upper Midwest. It moves through the Northeast. That thing is going to help a new area of low pressure develop off the coast. And, you know, it should move out fairly quickly, but we got to watch both of those features for the chance of some snow into the Northeast. So we track that tomorrow. Again, there's still some uncertainty as to the position of this low and how strong it will be and how fast it will be moving away. Nonetheless, you got a front and you got a low coming through, so we're going to see some precipitation. We've got snowfall in the forecast starting tonight, spreading into western Pennsylvania, West Virginia, into Maryland and northern Virginia as we get to tomorrow, watching D.C. and Baltimore and Philadelphia, watching New York City and Boston, getting in some of that by tomorrow night again. So Boston, no no break for us now. All of a sudden, it's back to back, isn't it? Today, we're going to be looking for Pittsburgh to be dry. This is all coming in starting overnight tonight and tomorrow. And we've got Morgantown, West Virginia, down towards Lewisburg. That's where some of the bigger snow totals will be. The Laurel Highlands of Pennsylvania could get up over 8 inches, including around Johnstown. All right, so this weekend, I know we just finished up a weekend, but why not look ahead to next weekend and see what's coming your way? We do look for, as we get into the pattern, some of the coldest air of the season coming in this week, and that's going to be the big story. This weekend in view starts with a cold day, the cold Monday from the upper Midwest, that cold air on the move into the south and heading east. And that's going to, of course, lead to all that snow I was just talking about from the Midwest into the Northeast. So let's track that and track the temperatures. Let's watch. I mean, look at Fargo at 6 degrees. It's not that that's that unusual. We just haven't seen that much of that this season. Chicago on Wednesday, we're only 17, only 39 in Atlanta for a high. Tracking it into the weekend, which, by the way, this is Valentine's Day weekend. You got a lot of folks thinking about doing some traveling. I'll tell you what, I would not plan to go to the east if you don't like cold, because we got a lot of cold coming your way. Temperatures on Saturday in Chicago in the 20s, but New York also only in the 20s, both on Saturday and Sunday. Very, very blustery cold weekend. All right, welcome back. It's about 20 minutes past the hour. We are your travel HQ, and this morning there's a lot of spots to watch. Midwest, we got blizzard conditions. Yep. Cape Cod blizzard conditions possible.
In the Northeast, we take a live look at Boston and Cape Cod. This is Route 6. You're watching as that storm pushes on shore. We've got schools closed across the area. A lot of county offices, city offices closed, and Mass DOT says they're prepping the roads for the snow.
So a 4-day weekend for these kids in Boston.
Yeah,
yeah. After Friday's snow, we're back in.
Pleasant at all. In the Northeast, you're pulling out your shovels this morning later on today.
To shovel.
Yeah,
to actually shovel, not to go sledding. Let's look at Winter Storm Mars, and I'll show you what's going on here. So this happened over the weekend, in case you're just tuning in and just getting your first weather briefing of the day. So we've got this big storm out over the ocean. It's actually about 300 miles east of Cape Hatteras, 500 miles away from the Cape, and yet we've got blizzard warnings because of it. Blizzard warnings are up here. You can see the area in pink. Boston under winter storm warning. Providence, that's us as well. Other surrounding areas under winter weather advisories. Eastern end of Long Island, though, we too are under a winter storm warning. We are again looking at big impacts here from this one. Heavy wet snow along with the wind. So let's go ahead and move along, and I'll show you where we are dealing with the snow right now. That outer band just starting to spiral in right here to the Cape. It's actually moving fairly fast here. Throughout the last hour, I've seen it pretty much move all the way from one side of Nantucket to the other. You can see where we got the darker blue. This is where the snowfall is coming down the heaviest right now. Eastern end of Long Island. We've had a few breaks of rain. It sort of started as rain, went to snow. A little bit of rain mixed in, but then back to snow. I think it's just going to be a wet snow more than anything for you there. And as we take a look again at the storm, look how far away it is. And you think it's moving away, and it is. It's just so large, and the energy from this here is so great that we are going to see the wind energy continue to blow around the snow today. That's a big concern, is the fact that the visibility is going to get reduced. Blizzard warnings are up. Around the Boston area, we're not under a blizzard warning, but expected to be very windy, and you too are going to have that issue with travel. Now, kids are out of school again in Boston, so you got your 4-day weekend going on there. Providence kids are out as well. That'll keep folks off the roads, as you should today, and it's really throughout the day, because once we get rid of Winter Storm Mars, we've got the next thing to track, and that is going to be a system that's coming in from the Midwest, a clipper kind of system that brings in some snow starting overnight tonight into western Pennsylvania, and then eventually on the move. So we've got some snow, and by tomorrow morning, expecting about 5 to 8 inches of snow in places like Providence. Boston, it could be about the same as well. Out here on the Cape, South Boston, we're looking at the chance for more than 8 to 12 inches of snow. It's also going to be that heavy wet snow that's really difficult for shoveling, so be ready for this as well. Remember to take frequent breaks, hire someone to do your shoveling if you need to. Boston, we've got the snow in the forecast throughout today. That wind very strong and gusty from the north at about 25 to close to 30 miles per hour at times. Now, taking a closer look at the Boston area, you're certainly going to see the bigger totals out here on Cape Cod, where you could see more than a foot of snow is possible. 9 to 11 inches we think is going to be the norm. Again, a very heavy wet snow going for about 6 right here in Boston. And again, heavy wet snow, the big concern.
Yeah, the same as they had going into the weekend, and that knocked out a lot of power. So we're